All right, so this is second module of week 10. So the topic is organizing and financing an enterprise. So I have this is a Unit 5 anyway. So Unit 5 has two modules, so two units. So this is the second module, organizing and financing enterprise. I have five objectives, very simple, but describe three methods of ownership. So this is the key part of this module and discuss advantage of disadvantage of each types of ownership and identify steps required by law to form a company and describe the kind of company organization and how the company determine its money needs. So those are five objectives. And mostly we look at the ownership, types of ownership. So let's go the topic directly. So forms of ownership. So each company has own unique ownership method. So there's in general there are three types of ownership. So proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. So among three, the corporation is most common for us, most familiar with us because we see many company that the has the form of ownership, corporation ownership, such as we see every daily life many companies such as Nike or Adidas or like the company McDonald's, Amazon, all kind of big company, they have this kind of ownership corporation. So this is a legally created business unit that is artificial being. So let's focus on the term artificial being. That means even though the owner or the founder, they founded the company, but they partially own the company. So that by artificially being. So corporation can be owned by property, can own property be sued, and then contract, make out into the contract by contraction, corporations, not by its owner or not by its founder. So many company like big company, let's say a Apple company. So the founder of Apple is the Steve Jobs. He created the company, but he can only control the small part of the company. So everything, the decision should move through the board of the corporation. So the board. So that's why the Steve Jobs, even though he founded the Apple computer, he was fired at a moment in 1980s. He fired and he left the company because um, he lose the control. So it has lots of advantage and disadvantage. So let's look at the advantage of disadvantage after the looking the other two types of ownerships. So proprietorships is owned by a one person called proprietor. So this is this example is very common in small businesses. So small business, the owner own the company, entire company. So let's just say I opened a restaurant and then I own the company, and then I open I open this business. So I own 100% of the business, that is proprietorship. So the advantage is give the company flexibility. The owner can make any decisions if they want. So the advantage is they can change or they can move very very fast. So but disadvantage is cannot easily raise money because it's owned by one person. And then we need to focus on this term unlimited liability. So if the company failed the company, and then the owner is responsible for all debt. So in general, so to run a company, people borrow money from bank or lenders, but if the business fail, the owner is responsible for the company that is unlimited liability. The person should um, have the or liability for the debts or everything. And then partnership is the advanced ownership from the proprietorship. So an association of two or more people to run legal business. It's similar to proprietorship, but it involved more than one people. So two people or three people, they work together, they share the ownership, and the advantage is easy to start and end. That also can be a disadvantage. Easy to end. And disadvantage is share profits with partner, and sometimes the conflict among owners. Also, still has unlimited liability. With corporation, has limited liability. So I mentioned that this is the artificial being. That means the owner, the CEO, let's say the founder has only limited liability, only limited part of the liability that is mostly the decision made by the operator. But even though they borrow the money from bank or other person, the money or the loan is belong to the company, not the person. So that's the corporation. So but disadvantage is that the owner or the founder cannot control daily operation of the company, and they need to file government report publicly. So they report the financial detail to the public. And then I brought another types of ownership. This is also one of the most common the ownership. So called LLC. You may have seen this LLC many times. So that is limited liability company. So many small business or many entrepreneurs start with their business with this LLC. So this is this ownership is between corporation and solo proprietor. So the definition is the LLC is a U.S. business structure that offers personal liability protection of corporation with pass-through taxation of solo proprietorship or partnership. So it takes advantage of corporations and general partnership as or solo proprietor. So that has a lot of advantage, as you can see. So business duration can perpetuate, so can last the business, and then can be owned by another business or a person, or not require annual meeting and created by state registration. But the owner has a limited liability protection. That's important. So in that ownership, the owner should have some certain insurance liability, so that protects their liability, limited liability. So and then many issues talk. So it's like corporation or LLC both have this disadvantage. And there's a certain procedure to form a company. So by law, this is about by law. So prepare articles of incorporation. That's first, and then second, receive corporation charter. That is a certification of the company, and then prepare by law. By law means law made by a local authority. So this is the three steps. So the first step includes the law of state reform. So we should consider the state law, and then corporation articles of incorporation. So these are the list of things we have to submit to the state to form a company. So name of the company, purpose, name and address of the farming and location, and types of value of stock, and name of principal officer. So those are necessary information to form a company, and the corporate bylaws. So also should consider. And then after submit the article of incorporation, we should receive the corporate charter and then prepare the bylaw. That is the general procedure of forming a company. So this is the example of the articles of incorporation. This is a kind of applications for charter, application for the incorporation. So you see the name of corporation, registered agenda or for service process, and then authority style or name and address of board of trustee and purpose, and name and address of signature and certification. This is simple form, but we have more. They should need more documents. They supplement those contents. Also, I also looked at the NYC, the information that shows how to start business in NYC. This is almost identical to the slide, the other slide. So this layout the process. So to create a business, so create a business plan such as idea or secret advice or industry business plan, and register your business. This is incorporation of articles of incorporation, so legal structure. So we can decide the proprietorship, partnership, corporation, or LLC. So and then register your business. And then next step is financing. This is also important. So we need to determine our financial need, how much money we need to start that business, and then also identify incentive program and understand my insurance for the business, and find and plan your space, where we start, location, and prepare to open. So in this example, NYC, they require DOH or FDNY. So DOH is Department of Health Organization, and then FDNY is Fire Department. They should inspect and then avoid the violations. So those are the process of business start in NYC. And then lastly, there are certain management structure. So we can just refer to these management structure. So there are 3 types of models, most common models. So line organization, line and step organization, and the line and function step organization, equaled line and functional organization as well. So first one is line organization. So this is very straightforward. So there is one president, and he's responsible for everything, so in charge of everything. So by team, so the research and development, production, industrial relation, marketing, financial affair, it's also all connected by one line. So lines organization. So that is a types of organization, and then this is also a single line authority. So everything's come from the president or vice president. And then this is a little bit more advanced, and name is line and step organizations. So as you see, there's a president, and then the president has the secondary step, legal advisor, and the assistant president. Those are steps. So the president hires steps, the advising steps, and then they also have the other like line organization, so below the steps. So this line and step organization is the one of the common the organization method in the industry. And then third one is line and functional step organization. So it gives the function to each department, such as the president, and president gives the authority and responsibility to each organization, such as legal, human resource, manufacturing, engineering, marketing, finance by function. And then one example, so the administrator, they also have other functional organization, and also plant superintendent that also has functional organization such as lumber cutting, furniture assembly, and furniture finishing, shipping. So these types of organization is worked by functional steps. So, and they are. Oh, there's one more slide. So, and determining financial needs. So this is simple formula. So let's see the title: sales budget, and general expenditure, and the financial budget. So the sales budget is the revenue from the areas and products, so expect by sale. And then budget is money needs for material and plant equipment or labor to the budget. Also, there's another types of expense that's marketing and administration cost. So the sum of two budget is should be the sales budget minus the two budgets is financial budget. That is income, expense, and profit and loss. We can calculate the profit based on this calculator. So, and then everything should be in the master budget plan. So this is the big picture of determining financial needs. So in this module, we just look at the establishing the management enterprise and then organizing and financing enterprise. So these are some basic, but not much practical. So we will practice those organizing management and financing in our the final project. So as the simulating those functions.